Welcome, welcome, welcome to On Fire to Inspire. I'm your host, Aaliyah, the Purpose Midwife. I want to thank you so much for joining us joining me this beautiful evening. You could have been anywhere else doing anything else, but you chose to spend it with me this evening. And for that, I'm totally grateful. So before we hop in, I'm going to thank our sponsors. And if you could, do me a favor, hit that share button or tag a friend or family member that you know that can use this push, because tonight we're talking about consistency is key. All right. Last week we talked about it's time to begin again. But this week we're talking about consistency is key because, we'll get into that in a minute. But I want to thank our sponsors. Thank you, thank you, thank you to mombizboss.org. Y'all, mombizboss.org. Those are my sisters over there. Um, they are multiple operational managers. You have entrepreneurs that are doing their thing. It's not about competition, it's about collaboration and learning from each other, gleaning from each other. And so you can check them out at mombizboss.org. Again, that's mombizboss.org. And I am going to copy and paste the information over here so you can pick it up and you can share it with someone that you may know. If you're not a person that it would be applicable to, share it with someone that you know that will. So that's mombizboss.org. For those of you who are saying, hey, I need to get off of the ground and start working again because I'm kind of dropped the ball on my wellness. Well, guess what? Hey, the fact is you want to pick it up and go again, move again. So move with Mina on Mondays and Thursdays. We are moving with her Mondays and Thursdays. You can do it virtually or you can do it in person. So guess what? She took the excuse out when you said, I'm not there. You can do virtual. All right. So we have so much fun. She does Zumba and line dance. Um, so it's, like I said, fun. The link is in the on the page. You'll go over to Facebook and you'll Come Dance with Me, and I put that in there as well. And after you like it, follow, and then on that day, you can say, "Hey, I'd like to get the virtual link," and she'll send it right to you. So make sure you do that. That's on Facebook off of Come Dance with Mina or Dance with Mina. And again, I did put the link on your page. For those of you who don't have any of my books, guess what? I don't know why you wouldn't, but you can grab them over on Amazon. You can grab them on my onfiretoinspire.com page, or you can go to Linktree and get it off of there. And I have those links that's coming right up to you right now, hitting your page. And then finally, for those of you who have said, hey, I want to come to the conference, but I don't know where's the link, where's the link, where's the link? Guess what, y'all? I got the link ready for you, and it's coming up. So you can go ahead. You want to go ahead and get your ticket because we are doing an early bird special, and you'll save $5 on your ticket. And the theme this year, this is the fourth annual Women's Empowerment that I'll be hosting here in South Carolina. But it's entitled You Matter, You're Worthy, You're Worth It. And so you can grab a friend and bring them, and y'all come on down, make it a girls' trip, or come on up wherever you're located. And again, I have placed the link on the page. I think, yeah, I placed the link on the page as well as the early bird code, because at checkout, you have to put in YME5, You Matter Experience 5, right? And that's for the early bird people. YME, all caps, number 5. You'll put it in the little discounts coupon area at checkout. Add coupon is what it says in that field, and you'll save the $5 on a ticket. So make sure you do that, my early birders, so we can go ahead and get a head count for food, for gift bags, and all the great things so that we can make plans for you to come on out. That is Saturday, October 25th. That's just a month and a half away. So you want to go ahead and secure your spot. The early bird the early bird special ends on the 25th, exactly 1 month away from the conference. So we're giving you a little time. Most places, when they do early bird specials, they only give you a week or two max. We're giving you like 3, but you make sure, because it's closing out on the 25th of this month. So make sure you do so. That again is the You Matter conference coming up Saturday, October 25th, hosted by yours truly. This is an assignment that the Lord has given me. This is year 4 for us. Year 1, we did Queens United for the Great Awakening. Year 2, we did the Reset, Refresh, Refuel, Renewal. Year 3, last year, we did the reintroduction. So I'm so excited about this year. You matter. You're worthy. You're worth it. So you want to be in the room. You want to enjoy the speakers, the camaraderie, everything about that day is like, you can't really put it into words. So I can't really explain it. You just have to experience it. Okay. So it is an experience. We have some great speakers and presenters. We have our health and wellness coach, Terry Bird. We have our Zumba instructor and line dance extraordinaire, Tamina Surratt. We have Teresa Wright Johnson. She has so many certifications. It escapes me which one it is, but there's some letters by her name. What else we have? Y'all, I'm forgetting some people, and I do apologize, but y'all go sign up. I'm telling you, it is worth so much more. But my thing is, we're not breaking people's pockets. We're just getting you in the room and making sure that we're getting some stuff to you. Why? Because you matter. You're worthy and you're worth it. But we're going to get right on into tonight's topic. Thank you again for bearing with us as we thank our sponsors and kind of get brought you up to date on what's coming on up. So tonight, well, let me kind of give you a recap. Okay. So last week we talked about it's time to begin again. Some of you had some goals that you set early 2025, maybe January, maybe even December of 2024. And you kind of put them on that shelf and you kind of just set them to the side, but it's been something kind of just bubbling up in your heart and in your spirit. It wouldn't let you rest. The Lord wouldn't let you rest because why? That's your assignment. I can't do it. I'm not called to it. You are. And so with that said, that is for me to awaken that baby and say, it's time to do it again. It's time to pick it up again. So the thing of it all is, it's not just jumping in and doing it. It's just getting started. It's about getting started. And so we talked about last week, it's time to begin again. So it's time to take that thing off the shelf and dust it on off, right? Take it off the shelf, dust it on off. And because there's something in you that won't let you forget it. There's something in you that there's a Holy Spirit nudge that's nudging you that say, hey, you know you're supposed to do this. Hey, you know you've been called to this. So what is it that you're being nudged constantly about, right? So last week I encouraged you to start something small, just start and do it, right? Well, as we continue, sometimes that momentum kind of, but little daily steps. We talked about the daily steps. We're not seeking perfection. We're seeking getting started and building that momentum. So tonight's teaching is going to be talking about not just getting started, but consistency, and that consistency being key. And I'm the prime example for that. God gave me this assignment on Fire to Inspire, December 9th, oh Lord, this is my 11th year, 2014. And so every Tuesday, unless I had, anything that's coming up, or I took a sabbatical a couple weeks ago for 2 weeks. Other than that, for the past 11 years almost, I've been on assignment. Why? Because I believe that what God has given me, somebody needs to hear it. And so tonight we're talking about consistency is key. So our first point, we're going to talk about small daily steps matter. And that's the thing that's going to make the greatest impact. The little the small things. You're chipping away at that big thing to make something even bigger, right? We talked about the analogy I used last week was eating that whale one bite at a time, right? Even if you think about a rock and water just dripping on a rock, it doesn't make a mark because of the powerful hitting of that rock or the powerful drip. It's just the consistent drips, the constant over time, it makes a mark in that rock. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to make a mark in that goal. You're going to make a mark in hitting and attaining those dreams. Why? Because you're going to get and become and continue to be consistent. Now, those daily steps, it's like it's like they say it takes about 2 weeks to create a habit, right? But those daily steps, even when you don't feel it, those daily steps create the momentum that keeps you kind of going. I know when I got into my health and wellness thing around when COVID was out, and yeah, for 51, 53 days, I would be out in my yard and actually doing 3 miles a day, every single day, no breaks. And one of my friends that was actually into health and wellness, she was like, girl, you got to give your body a break. You're going to hurt yourself. So, but I felt like that's what I needed to do. So taking too many breaks got me off course, but that's another story because life was life, and right. And then other things happened. But I remember taking 2 weeks off because my grandson was with me for 2 weeks. So it was different having him in the household. And then, yeah, so let's talk about some daily steps that we can take, right? To leave that mark, to build the habits, to change our future. So some examples could be, okay, I want to start reading more. So 5 minutes a day of reading, by the end of the month, you'll be finished with that book, with reading your book. A 10-minute daily walk, by the end of the week, you're experiencing and feeling better health. You're more energized, and just that 10-minute walk that you chose to do daily, you were intentional about that, right? Saving $5 a day, by the end of the month, you're at $150 saving, right? So, and let's not talk about putting it in a high yield savings account that just really, really multiplies that for you. Then we're talking about taking small steps, but yielding larger outcomes. Okay. And so we're talking about that not just for your money, but for your goals, and seeing yourself here, but want to get to where you know that God has called you to, right? So, number one, we're going to take those small daily steps, to get you to your goals, whatever those goals are. I don't know what your goals are, but you know what your goals are. Number two, building your rhythms and your routines. What can you do to help build that momentum and that routine? For me, again, consistency is not about being perfect. Perfection, take that out of there. It's not about perfection. It's just about intentionality of being consistent. Being intentional right now. Intentional is one of my favorite words right now, because if we're intentional about spending time with ourselves, spending time with the Lord, spending time doing the things that we're called to, we're going to see those things. We're going to see the fruit of what we've created, right? So make sure that you're creating something sustainable, not burning yourself out, but something small that's sustainable, that's palatable, that you can continue, something that you know you can maintain. Not, oh my God, you do this big old thing and you burn out in 5 minutes. Something small and attainable that you can do daily. Again, when you don't feel like it, but you've created that consistency and the patterns, that routine will carry itself, even when the motivation fades. That momentum that you created with the habit, it'll keep going. So you'll be in kind of like an autopilot of doing it, right? You'll be in autopilot mode. And that's what we want. We want you to hit that autopilot mode of being able to reach your goals, because I want to see you win. Now, some examples of some consistency anchors, some things that you can do. Most people who have really, really been successful, they establish morning routines. They get up earlier. They spend time with the Lord. They have the quiet time for prayer, affirmations, reading their word. They have that quiet time. And then after that, they work out. After that, whatever they have, they may be reviewing what they set for their plans for the day. Now, another goal that you may want to do is journal. And you can just do a one-liner and before you go to bed. Start doing something to reach your goal, to create a habit, a good habit. Because a lot of times we think about habits and they're not good habits. To create a good habit that's going to be beneficial to you, right? And then also blocking out about 15 minutes a day for that important task that you want to attain. So 15 minutes of this block time that you're intentionally blocked out for yourself to attain this goal. So you see this goal and it's so huge, but breaking it down to 15 minutes a day, maybe even starting with, okay, I got these kids and they're toddlers and da 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 da. Get them in bed, and maybe you can just handle 10 for a minute and increase it, whatever it is. You just want to get yourself to a place where you can intentionally set aside maybe 15 minutes a day, because chipping away at that big old boulder, or being able to take that whole whale and eat it bite by bite, right? Because these little anchors will remind you of your goals daily. It'll help you just kind of bring it back front and center. So, any of you have any ideas of what can you do daily to help you get back on track? Because a lot of times we fall off track and like, oh, I fell off again. It happens, because I know my first meeting this morning was 8 a.m. So my get up morning early routine, it didn't happen today. But guess what? It's okay. It's not just that you fell off, you just get back up again, or you figure out ways of still fitting it in or doing something to offset that. But you don't want to make it 2 and 3 days of not doing it and then starting again, because it's harder to start back when you wait that many days. So if you can go that one day and then go back the next day and start back up again and start back, just creating that momentum and consistency. Think about it like this. If you fall 7 times, it's making sure you get back up 8 times. That means that you got back up every time you fell down. And giving yourself grace for it. Give yourself grace like you do everybody else. Again, if you miss one day, don't miss two. Just get back up and start again that next day. You want to bounce back as fast and quickly as possible, because that building consistency is key, and that helps you build consistency without guilt, right? So I want you to be thinking about this week. You hear me, family? This week, what can I do to engage with? What can I engage with for myself to create momentum to reach these goals? You can start with something small, small goal that you want to reach. Because again, we talked about the small goals that are attainable before the end of the year, and we talked about some larger goals that you can work on, and you'll be closer to that goal by the end of the year. Maybe not meet that goal, but you're closer to it than you were if you hadn't started, right? So what can you do? So I want y'all to be thinking about that. Um, for me, I said I was going to start back with making sure that I'm doing Zumba 2 to 3 times a week, minimally, as well as doing my home workouts as well, because that's what I was doing. That's how I was doing it. And also being intentional about clean eating more often versus just grabbing something. Because if you don't plan, you might as well plan to fail, y'all, because you're going to grab the fastest thing, might be a Snicker bar or whatever. So being intentional even in that capacity. So what can you do to reach some small goals? What can you do to chip away at those huge goals so that you can get and see that attainable end that you want to see? All right. And then the secret to anything is not doing it one time, but the consistency of it over time. That's what's going to hit that result that you're looking for. Not, oh, I did it that one time and it didn't work. Well, it's not going to work because you didn't finish it. You just got started. But pick it up again tomorrow. Do another 15 minutes. 15 minutes the following day, 15 minutes the following day. And by the end of this month, depending upon how small the goal is, you might be finished. So that's what you want to do, is take a look at the goal. What can I do daily to work to chip away at this big goal? Or what can I do daily to hit the small goal? Because again, we still have, we have 30 days in this month. You still have 21 days. So 3 weeks, you may be able to finish that small goal in those 3 weeks' time if you're consistent about it. So build some momentum by being consistent and give yourself that pat on the back that you deserve. And finally, I want you to have these affirmations for yourself for this week. I am consistent. I am disciplined. And my daily actions align with my destiny. What you intentionally do daily is going to align with what you want to see, what your destiny is, what the purpose and the plan is for your life. So you want to chip away at what God is showing you. And if you're not sure, ask Him. With a manufacturer's manual, you go back to the manual. He's your manual. Go back to Him and ask Him. And then the final thing for you tonight, I want you to carry with you this week. Keep showing up, keep being consistent. Remember that you are on fire to inspire. And your final script thing for tonight is your scripture of Proverbs 16:3. Proverbs 16:3 NIV says, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. So it's not about your plans, it's His. So commit them to Him, and He'll show you how to get it done. In that consistency of chipping away a little bit of time, you'll get the results that you've been looking for. But make sure that you give them to Him, commit them to Him, and daily chip away at it, and you'll see it done. Well, y'all, that's my time. I'm Aaliyah, the Purpose Midwife. Y'all remember, go out there. We got the link out there. Go ahead and sign up for register for the You Matter, You're Worthy, You're Worth It conference coming up here in South Carolina on Saturday, October 25th, starting at 10 a.m. We do have discounted hotel options with Hampton Inn. I had drawn a blank. And if you're interested, you'll call the Gaffney, South Carolina Hampton Inn. Tell them that you are a part of the You Matter conference, and they will give you that discount of $115 a night. I think their normal rates is either $145 or $175 a night, but they're giving us a discount of $115. You just have to tell them you're part of the You Matter conference. So I will see y'all right here, same time, same place next week. I'm Aaliyah, the Purpose Midwife. Remember, you do matter, and your consistency is key to get to the goals that God has called you to. I see y'all later. Have a blessed and prosperous